Pwede dili mag-flash.
Which is the tissue biopsy of the bone marrow. Now, these are the marrow tissues within the marrow cavity. What type of bone is housing the marrow tissues? Cancellous or compact? Cancellous. Now, if this is a cancellous bone, how will you call the structural pointed?
Spongy.
Dito tong very good.
Trabeculum.
Okay. Bone trabeculum.
Ay, mga bintik.
Now, the marrow tissues are composed of two populations of cells. Two populations of cells. You should be able to recognize the stem cells of the blood cells collectively. In this slide, they are called hematopoietic cells. The blood cell forming cells. The hematopoietic cells. And they are the cells pointed. Okay? Hematopoietic cells. We will not be able to see in this slide the specific types of stem cells or hematopoietic, myelocytic series. It will not be possible to study the details or to identify the cells mentioned. Collectively, we can only call these cells as the hematopoietic cells. And then another population will be that cell. Another population of cells will be the cells pointed, which contain large, abundant, clear cytoplasm nuclei, which are pushed to one side of the cell. How do you call the cells?
Adipocytes.
Adipocytes or adipocytes. Sino dito manilipot tayo ng bulalo?
Neil Abansi.
Anong color ng marrow?
Yellow. Neil Abansi.
At birth, our marrow tissues are red. Meaning, marrow tissues are composed mostly of hematopoietic cells. However, as we grow, after we reach 18 years old, majority of the marrow tissues will become replaced with adipose tissues. So in this marrow, we are able to see equal distribution of the adipocytes with that of how do you call the cells function?
Hematopoietic. Yung
hematopoietic cells. In this slide, there is only one type of hematopoietic cell that can be identified. Okay, this is the cell which has the largest size inside the bone marrow. The cells pointed are called
Megakaryocytes.
Much larger than the other hematopoietic cells.
Megakaryocytes.
The precursor of the platelets, which are called
Megakaryocytes.
So they are much larger than the other cells in the bone marrow. So kaya tinawag na megastar si Sharon.
Mega Joshua. Katawa lang ito ba eh?
That is the close-up view of a bone trabeculum. That is a bone trabeculum. How do you call that cell point?
Osteocytes.
Osteocyte, which is housed in the space called
Lacuna.
So those are the cells which you need to identify for this slide. Hematopoietic cells, adipose cells, megakaryocyte, and the pointed structure. Okay. So we will not yet study bone marrow smear because all the slides available are from leukemic patients, including this slide from your box. So we will reserve the study of this slide next meeting. I will bring a better slide for the bone marrow smear. So we will instead proceed with the histology of the organs composing the oral cavity. We will begin with the tongue.
Yan ang pinagustong basa
The undersurface of the tongue will have a different histology with the upper surface or the dorsal surface of the tongue. Okay? that is how the ventral surface of the tongue will look like. Okay? Which one will have a rough?
Dorsal.
The dorsal, because of the presence of the projections which are called.
Five good sa quiz.
How do you call the finger-like projection?
Papili.
Papillae, finger-like
So the
projection.
papillae are absent in the ventral portion of the tongue. That is why, if you look at the mirror, the undersurface of your tongue will have a smooth surface. So because it is lined by one type of
Superficially.
epithelium.
Stratified
Squamous
squamous.
epithelium.
Non-keratinized.
Okay, it should be complete because we
Okay,
have
keratinized
finished
squamous.
epithelial tissues already. So stratified,
Squamous, non-keratinized.
non-keratinized. Non-keratinizing. There is no stratum corneum present.
Basta stratified ka pa kapag nag-keratinized keratinized.
So there is no papilla
Kahit yung
projecting
squamous,
at the undersurface of the tongue. So how do you call the connective tissue immediately underneath the epithelium? It is a loose connective tissue which is specifically called lamina propria. Then underneath the lamina propria is one type of muscle.
Skeletal muscles.
Okay? What are the identifying features of skeletal muscle fibers?
Multinucleated.
Where are the nuclei located?
Periphery.
So the nuclei are not central in location. They are located in the periphery of the sarcoplasm. That is the histology of the ventral portion of the tongue. We will now proceed to the dorsal portion of the tongue. The slide labeled tongue with taste buds.
Picture 4.
Kwan na, ano?
Circumvalent.
Circumvalley. Panay. Circumvalley.
Epithelial siya.
Circumvalley, jelly.
The most numerous type of papilla is
Filiform.
which has an inverted cone appearance. Okay, inverted cone appearance, filiform papilla. Now, this type of papilla does not contain taste buds. Okay? It does not contain a taste bud. So, however, it must have a core of lamina propria and then it has an inverted cone appearance. Okay? So, this tongue comes not from a human but from another mammal. So, because there are more of this type of papilla in this tongue.
Circumvalent.
So the least in number is this type of papilla wherein we are able to see flat top surface with taste buds located in
The sides.
the lateral portion. So this type of papillae are called circumvallate. Okay. Tingnan niyo sa tongue ninyo, meron
Basta
kayong
may
makitang
ridges at
letter B
pinapili.
as the junction between the anterior two-thirds and posterior two-thirds of your tongue. That letter B is composed of the circumvallate papillae. Now, the last of the three types
Sides
is
of animal.
the fungiform. It looks like a circumvallate papillae. However, the taste buds are
On the
dorsal in location. So do not worry, there is no slide in our laboratory that contains the fungiform. Okay.
Minus one.
circumvalent.
Circumvallate and
Filiform. Oh yeah.
Mulay. Foliate.
okay, that's the full view of taste buds.
Product appearance.
Taste buds.
Ano lang.
How do you call the opening?
Taste
Taste pore. Unfortunately,
Macrovilla.
wala tayong makita ang opening sa mga taste buds.
Anong mamal yan man?
Portion of the taste pore. Now, associated with the circumvallate papillae are these glands underneath the circumvallate papillae. How do you call this?
Mast cells. Mucus.
These glands whose ducts are opening at the pit, at the bottom of the circumvallate papillae. How do you call this net?
Sibling.
Lingual.
Sibling.
Name starts with letter B. Von Ebner. Good. Von Ebner's land. Now, what is the purpose of the secretions of these lands?
What is this? Hindi. Secretion of sebaceous. Sebaceous?
Spacious, singit.
You are very near to the
Sebaceous? Hindi, sebaceous.
Zero.
Okay. So this
Isa
perception,
doon?
of course, initially as chemical reaction
Changing the taste perception.
between the chemicals present in the food or
Changing
in
the
the
taste
fluid
perception.
we are taking and the taste receptors. After the chemical composition is captured, these taste buds must be cleansed to make them ready to receive new types of taste sensation. That is now the role of the secretions of the von Ebner's gland. Von Ebner's gland. Located in the lamina propria of the tongue. So identify the structures pointed.
Taste bud.
What type of papilla?
Papilla.
Identify the layer pointed.
Lamina propria.
How about that?
Skeletal muscle.
Skeletal muscle. And then that
Bone Ibner's. Dalawang type si Bone Georgian.
Born Jordan.
Si Bone
Okay.
Georgian.
Wala po ba? Si Bon Pandas.
Ay, naman. Tatawag. Bone pa din. Ay, kay mostly ano?
Zero. Mucus.
Yung series na din. Vertis kasi. Mapakutig hindi.
Yung series ba?
So that you will be able to appreciate better the histology of the salivary glands. How do you call the secretory portion?
Da.
Hindi.
Si
Ano?
Mucus.
How do you call the
Sinus.
secretory portions of
Sinus.
the salivary glands?
Sinus.
Asinine or?
Sinus. Sinus.
Singular form. Asinine, plural. What is the other name for the sinus? Alveolus. Alveoli, plural. Okay. Now, the secretory portions or the alveoli are grouped into lobules. Okay? So that is one lobule and this another lobule. Always remember that the lobules are not uniform in size and in shape. Okay, that is another lobule. Now, just like the bone marrow, okay, the alveoli are accompanied by what cells? Adipose cells. Okay, the alveoli are accompanied by adipose cells in the salivary glands. Okay. Okay. So that is how the alveoli will look like for the parotid gland. This is how the alveoli will look like in high power magnification. What type of secretion is produced by the parotid? Serous or mixed?
Serous.
So purely serous. So that's why the alveoli pointed to the
Darkish
label
color.
as serous. Serous cyanide. Serous alveoli. Now, how will you describe the appearance of the epithelial cells of the alveoli?
Basophilia.
Is it clean looking or dirty looking?
Dirty.
Dirty looking. So what is the characteristic of a serous secretion? Water plus
Protein.
proteins, which are in the form of. What are the proteins present in our saliva?
Amylase.
Very good. Amylase, which is actually enzymes. An enzyme. Now, what are the organelles involved in protein synthesis? Particularly those which are started in the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So you have the rough endoplasmic reticulum. What packages to produce enzymes? The Golgi complex. And then after being packaged in the Golgi complex, The enzyme amylase will become temporarily stored in cymogenic granules. That is why the appearance of their cytoplasm appears dirty, particularly because of the presence of cymogenic granules trapped in the plasma reticulum-Golgi complex. Okay? So, dirty looking cytoplasm of the serous signer cells. Always remember again that the alveoli are grouped into lobule. Any duct that is present inside a lobule should be called intralobular duct. And then that okay, so inside the lobule, outside the lobule, the duct should be labeled as interlobular duct. Interlobular duct. A closed view of an interlobular duct is described by simple or stratified.
Stratified.
What is the shape of the cells? Stratified cuboidal epithelium. And then that duct is easily identified because there is no adjacent alveolus. It is surrounded by what type of connective tissue? Dense connective tissue. Dense irregular connective tissue. Okay? And then ducts, such as the ducts pointed, which are inside the lobule should be called intralobular. Inside intra. There are two types of intralobular ducts.
Straighted and intercalated.
Straighted and
Intercalated.
intercalated. So this is how intercalated ducts will look like. What is the lining epithelium? Simple cuboidal epithelium. Familiarize the appearance of the simple cuboidal epithelium of the intercalated ducts. That is now how a straight duct will look like. Look at the sharp difference in the appearance of the epithelial cells. What type of epithelium is lining? Are they short cells or tall cells? Tall. So that epithelium should be classified as simple columnar epithelium. Now, tinawag siyang straight duct because there are striations near the basement membrane. Hindi lang maprotect. Ayan, some of the striations. So this is because of the infoldings of the plasma membrane plus mitochondria in that portion of the epithelial cells. Okay? The striated ducts are very easy to identify because they are surrounded by alveoli and they will be lined by columnar cells, simple columnar epithelium. The intercalated ducts are also surrounded by
Simple cuboidal.
They are surrounded by alveoli. However, they are lined by what type of epithelium? Simple cuboidal epithelium. So name the duct.
Straighted. Intercalated. Straighted.
First of all, you must identify the type of epithelium first. So that it should be called And then these two ducts now should be called
Straighted.
Okay. So inside the lobule is striated and intercalated ducts. Let's now study the histology of the submaxillary. Submaxillary, sublingual glands are purely serous, purely mucus, or mixed. So that we should be able to say mucus acini and serous acini. So that is how the mucus acini looks like. So imagine an acinus which is lined by goblet cells. You still remember the appearance of the goblet cell? Okay? And then, so that's a mucus acinus, and then that's a serous acinus. So, again, notice the sharp difference between the two types of acini. Serous acinus, dirty-looking cytoplasm of the cells. Mucus acinus with large mucin vacuole in the cytoplasm of the cells. Now, in mixed type of salivary gland, the mucus acinus may become attached to a half-moon-shaped serous acinus, such as that serous acinus. Serous demi. Okay,
Kanina yun.
and then the ducts shown should be called. They are among. They are seen adjacent to the alveoli. Intra or inter? Intra. Specifically, striated. Look at the tall columnar epithelium lining the ducts.
Inter.
And then that duct pointed should be called duct. Serous nivelones ko rin.
Masyadong malaki.
May mucus or na-serous.
Parang yung gilid niya siya serious. Parang yung loob niya.
Ang loob niya kayo.
Okay, that's the appearance of a serous nivelones.
At kapain siya.
Parang nakapunta yung mucus sa serous.
Ang submaxillary.
Interpolation.
So identify the submucous.
Striated.
Labing ba't naman sa
Interlocular.
One,
Stated dapat.
is it inside the lobule?
Interlocular.
Outside. So that should be called interlobular.
Interlobular.
So you have the what type of ducts are pointed?
Striated.
Intercalated duct will look like. It will be lined by simple normal type of epithelium. Much smaller than striated. Here we are able to see a transition from an intercalated duct to striated duct. Okay. Notice the sharp difference in the epithelial tissue lining the two types of ducts. Intercalated is striated duct. Okay, for the submaxillary, it is a mixed type of gland. However, what we're going to need? Serous or mucus? Serous. The third verse will be for the sublingual gland. It is also a mixed type of gland. However, the predominant assignment is mucus.
Interlocular markers.
So the serous component in the sublingual canal is mostly in the form of
Wala, stress.
the serous component is mostly in the form of the half moon shape. Serous secreting a cyanide, which should be called serous demilunex. Serous demilunex.
Gusto ng harap ng series.
So you have okay, how should you call the ducts present in that field? How about that duct? Regulated. How about these two ducts?
Interlocular.
Okay, that should be it for this slide discussion. Do you have any questions?